Hey, welcome back. Oh, you know what? One second. There we go. Welcome back. Yeah, was watching stuff. Um, yeah, so here we are. I got the, village about halfway populated. Um, it's about to be night. Well, that's actually good, though. It'll prove something. Um, you can't just trade with these guys anymore to get them to breed. You have to throw them food. Which, on the bright side, is really just a matter of money. If you can find, and I got about 10 seconds to maybe less. If you can find a villager who has bread, one emerald gets 6 bread, and 6 bread is basically 2 kids, ultimately. Well, no, 1, sorry, 3 to each. So it's about halfway full right now, which I think I'm happy with because there's a bug lingering in 114 too. Like, these are all open. Wherein I could have this many villagers with a couple of beds, maybe 3. Because once they start breeding, evidently they just keep. There's a reason. They keep breeding until forever. Basically any village right now is an infinite breeder. So, if I don't want a surplus of villagers, ultimately, now's a pretty good time to back away from force feeding them and making them breed, because I'll end up with an extra few dozen villagers that never have jobs and just kind of cause problems. So I'm going to back away from populating this place until 114.3 reportedly fixes that problem. As far as the tools floating around, I don't see one I can talk to, but I started indiscriminately just throwing money at tool guys, weapons guys. Because, actually, I have that. Let me, since I know there are beds open, I'm pretty sure there are beds open. Yeah, these are all open. Tool blacksmiths. Well, it's not that simple because armorers don't do it. But if you, I should have this. No, that's not it. Just a sec. I'm in a mess of my other screen. I gotta track down what I'm trying to find. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I've got this. Well, this actually, predates 114 at all. But it's not the worst reference. Oh, I lied. Except blacksmiths in general. Once they're opened up a bit, you can give them not a lot of iron for money. In fact, that usually for me drops instantly down to 3 for an emerald because they like me. So, iron is not something I'm real short on. Otherwise, I mean, largely, these guys want, not you guys. What are you? No, what are you? Sticks. And sticks are easy to come by. I've actually largely been, well, let me show you what I've been doing. I've been, excavating the basement lately. I made some progress. And by some, I mean, 5% would be probably an overestimation. Come back up with burned out tools, grab bamboo. Bamboo compiles nicely into sticks like this, so I just go basically find a stick guy. Those are Fletchers, I think. Yeah, must be. They also, in later cases, and I don't think I have one opened up to this point. I have a few opened up to that point, but not in a way that helps me. This guy, first of all, money, at some point should also want feathers, which is great for me because I've got a chickinator right out here. So that would be a way to unload feathers. Although, in a way, it's just hilarious because as big a problem as historically I've had with well, not accidentally, but as a side effect, accumulating feathers. Once I can get rid of those, I'm gonna burn through them pretty fast. It's gonna be largely negligible. Once a game year, it's feathered egg, go unload them, we'll move on. But the whole point with the sticks, or whatever, and I'm working toward iron, is, oh, by the time I get done, I'll show you here in a sec. I've been thrashing this down within a millimeter of its life. I came up once and it had like 17 uses left on it. And that's with Unbreaking 3 and whatever. So here's the basement as it is. Up here, okay, well, first of all, if I'm down here and up one, or, you know, the ceiling is one lower, I have to jump to hit it, which is unfortunate. So I just dug out up here where I can reach it. With on this level, because this right here, the only way to reach it from the ground is either to stand on something or jump, and keeping it's just annoying. So I want to get the ceiling is going to be this high in this area. Can I? Okay. So I don't know if I have any large expanse. Large expanse. That's redundant. You don't see a lot of small expanses. That's going to be where the ceiling is relative to the floor, plus a millimeter of carpet, you know, whatever it is. I'll get to that. I don't want to bother with it yet. I've been occasionally discovering... Well, I found a packet of lava. And by packet, I mean, I don't even know what I wound up with, but it was a couple dozen obsidian blocks by the time I was done with it. I don't know what's left. Basically, and it's a little goofy because I kind of spiraled my way in, so I don't even know where to go to find, you know, just... There's torches every 5 meters. There's not, it's a maze. It's not necessarily 5 meters you can walk through because, you know, I don't have all the walls. I didn't bother doing the grid thing this time. I spiraled my way through until I got to the very middle where I was, you know, wherever the hell that is. Well, it's like 65 by 65, I know that for sure. But I don't happen to know, it's obviously this way somewhere. Well, I don't know where the hell it is. You have to sort of luck across the... I haven't really tried this recently. I mean, I dug my way in. I know I was going anti-clockwise. I don't, beyond that, I just have to burn a lot of time trying to... It's just here somewhere, I couldn't tell you. It doesn't really matter. The point is that there's torches all throughout, so that I don't have, because without these torches it'd be, you know, light level 0 in here right now. There's no lights in the ceiling. It wouldn't help much if there were. At the moment, it's just what it is, and then there's torches to make it safer. I do still get that slimes, but that's actually kind of good news because they're not terribly dangerous. And when I happen to see one, I can just smack it with the pickaxe I'm using and actually gain back a bit of experience. I don't have armor on, so I don't have anything slurping experience toward its own mending for, like, no reason. I don't think I need armor for one. I haven't found any... I haven't seen... I think I saw one creeper while I was getting to this point, getting torches down, and I didn't get them down in time. And when I came around the corner, there was a creeper, and I basically just shot it. It's not a big deal. So, yeah, slimes can happen here. When I get this out of the way before I get carpet in down there, we're going to get slimes as big as you can naturally get them. You can get slimes bigger, but you have to cheat them in, so it's kind of irrelevant. I don't really want to kill you yet because I have something going on. Can we put that off and I'll kill you when I need it? Perhaps not. No, he's going to leave me alone. So, yeah, basically just tear through here. We need a tool that does both. You know what You know what I want? I want a creative mode tool. I mean, not literally creative mode, but I want something. I don't know what the hell it would be. Laser. I don't know. Pick one. That goes through anything instantly. Maybe not instantly because, you know, there would be a benefit to making it out of different materials and adding efficiency to it. But I want a Swiss Army tool that destroys whatever's in front of it and doesn't drop anything. That would be a fair trade. You know, obviously you can't just say, well, this tool does everything. Yeah. The whole point is don't hit dirt with a pickaxe, don't hit rocks with a shovel, etc. I want something that more or less mimics, if I went into creative right now, I could just blast through all this. About this speed, but still, it would just be going. I don't care about getting most of this back. There's a few things I wouldn't mind. But the rocks and whatever, dirt, as you know, it's debatable. We could have it or not, I don't care. By the way, am I picking? Okay. If at some point soon, by the time I'm at the end of this row, I'm gonna have, I'm gonna be full of things. So now we can talk about killing you because I'm actually down 1525. There's a benefit to getting experience out of this thing if I can get it. It's lagging like hell, and this isn't as bad as it gets. I've seen it worse. Okay, yeah. And now that I can just punch you guys to death, I'll just switch so I'm not punching. I'm not using the pickaxe, and I'm not risking a hole in the floor, because occasionally I get those. Are we... okay. So, anyway, that's whatever I just said it was, 25. Up to 48. You'll never build it back. Well, you could, like, over a huge amount of time, but it's a lot faster to just wait and trade stuff with villagers to get whatever your, you know, tool rebuild. Yeah, I wouldn't hate a tool that its purpose was just eradication. I don't need it to give me stuff back. I can switch out if I see something like diamonds or whatever. Go to something I can use, but it's just, I would like it. Because in theory, with the exception of bedrock, I guess, I've never actually tested it. I've never had the patience to just smack on bedrock for, you know, AFK it for hours. But as far as I know, mathematically, you know, just based on the coding, you can never break bedrock. Obsidian, you need a diamond pickaxe. That's common knowledge. Uncommon knowledge is if you have the free time, you can punch obsidian without a tool. And after several minutes, you'll actually, you won't get anything back. I know you can do it with like an iron pickaxe. I think you can do it just punching it with your fist or hitting with a torch, whatever you want. You'll eventually break it. You won't get the obsidian, but it won't be in your way anymore, which is something. I wouldn't hate a tool that in less than 10 minutes, by the way, broke anything, but except for bedrock, I guess. We'll leave that out because it's too easy to... It's already relatively easy to get into the ceiling and the nether, which is what everyone's... That's the real purpose of bedrock, is to keep you from going up there and getting anything done. Did I get the... Okay, I wouldn't hate those, so hang on. Yeah, the way I'm doing... Occasionally I get experience coming out of coal, or... There's no diamonds up here. I think I'm standing on... Yeah, 17, right? So, any diamonds in the world are gonna be necessarily at least a meter below my feet. Which there might be. I'd have to go through and look up at the ceiling, though, you know, where this gold is. It might be right below that. Doesn't really matter. But coal, one time in X gives you experience. There's lapis up here, which always gives you some. So right there, I can get some of the experience, some of the mending built up on this thing, just for doing what I'm doing. And then there's slimes to thump on occasion, and so on. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's not. Well, it is, but it because of the way I spiraled in, occasionally you'll get this one little end cap display of. Stuff you have to break. Incidentally, I'm trying to think who it was who proved it. Was someone deduced and then tested it? It seems like it might have been... I don't want to guess and be wrong. It's worse than not knowing, but it seems like it might have been Seth Bling. Someone took the time to keep building the same, or, you know, reloading the same... and it was a total controlled environment. There was no dirt. It was all just pure this stuff. Tested out what is fastest, what's most effective, factoring for time, yield, I guess. I mean, it was all just block for block, so it was irrelevant. You know, are gold tools worth having, that sort of thing. But what the guy concluded was what I'm doing here, this 3x3. All things being equal. I mean, you can't have dirt that wrecks things. You can't... You don't want to, as long as you're not making any mistakes. If you're doing what's effectively exactly, tenth of a second to hit this, see, that's an all things not being equal thing. I gotta go around that. But, evidently this going up and down 3 like this is the fastest way relative to, 2 by 2 by 2, and then, you have to go back and get the top. It's like, even if you had, I don't know, call it 6 high, so you could do 3 trips with 2, or 2 trips with 3. Doing 2 3s is faster than 3 2s, evidently. And it's not by a massive, you're not gonna save 17 years by doing what I'm talking about, but you will get it done faster than you would doing it, any other way. These things being basically 3 by 4 by 4. I tried going through and getting just the whole chunk at once. And it is, in fact, slower than just what I'm doing right now, which is looping. And plus that's how I got the pickaxe down to like 17 uses left, and which is about 170 with Unbreaking 3 on it. It's not the point. But, yeah, this is the fastest, which is not saying a lot. It's monumentally boring to do. I've been doing this for hours and hours. And I'm only this, you'll see more of the scope of this as I turn the corner up here. It's because that's already in place. So then I've got this kind of L-shaped deal where I get to the end here in a sec. Well, in about 17 seconds, I would guess. At rough educated hunch, I don't know, are you timing me? It's probably right about, and then I might be wrong. Maybe there's more than, I don't know. No, here it is, yeah. So there we were done. Turn the corner, do that again. So, yeah, it's tragically bad that I'm just having to do this. But, and then that's worse. I really hate it when they suddenly give me something that's not a... if I just get out and save myself. Future me thanks me for my service. Okay, great. Dirt is bad, but at least it stays where you find it. The gravel falls down and really gets in the way. I'm almost tempted to leave it on the floor and then put carpet under and then it'll break at some point. But somehow leaving it alone takes longer than destroying it because you have to walk around it and make a decision, and it's just stupid. So I'm doing this, and the reason is I want this all cleared out. And it's not, I don't even know what the hell is up there. Somewhere up there, where am I? 1690. That should largely be water up there with torches down. I don't really want to prove it right now. I don't want to test for it. I'm almost certainly right, and if I'm right, I lose. I have to put all the torches back where they go. I don't care that much. The larger point is I want to dig up all of these levels. If it's stone brick, which I put in with a command, if you remember that. But then it's sandwiching assorted things that I have to just get rid of. So in cases I know there's water above it because you can see it from the outside. In other cases it'll just be more assorted blocks, which if I had a tool that destroyed everything would be awesome. But, yeah, once I get this done, which isn't going to be today, we know that. It's going to take a while. I mean, I don't know, when I started recording, showed you a village. I'm not sure what time it was when I got down here. But we're up to 19 minutes recording this at all. At least half of that must have been down here, and I'm not even all the way around. I'm almost this is the final stretch. But it's going to be, then you just repeat this however many times, which it is 114, so, I mean, it's a descending cycle, but, that's out of 130, so, if you call it 110, I'm basically down 20, so it's a little hard to calculate right now because I'm doing this. The point is I'm going to have to do this like another 100 times. Well, no, that's what I'm saying, is that it's another 55 or 60 times I got to go around in a circle like this. And each time it'll get a little smaller. I'm already down you can tell by the torches, there was 1, 2, 3, so that 3 out there, there was an extra 30 blocks to rip through every time I do this. So, I mean, I'm doing that much better. Now it's only 100 and, like 110 across-ish. And that's total distance. That's not including the occasional... I get to miss a whole thing here. But yeah, that's like that. It's nighttime, which I probably should have... Well, let me go downstairs and get rid of some stuff. I got boxes down here to throw things into. And possibly monsters, I don't know. This one's pretty much entirely... There's room for a bit of lapis. That, I guess, can go in. That's... Okay, I don't care. I don't know. That, apparently. I'm just going to throw all this. I'm not going to do more of this right now. Yeah, give me the bed. And then we'll go get my my pickaxe fixed. It's a little early, ordinarily, because you can tell. Let me get the bed back. If I have to do that 3 more times to finish that whole doing these 3 all the way around. Basically, I'm 25% of the way through it. Little off because the corners kind of... That was actually the largest of the 4. But only by a couple of blocks, 8 blocks. Well, there's a corner, so I don't know. I could do that 3 more times without breaking this. I have before. I mean, I've done bigger than that 4 times before breaking it, but I'm not going to right now. We'd run out of time. I'm just going to go up and show you what I've been doing every time the thing starts getting a little dangerous, which might be tricky because I don't know exactly what's stored up. Like, I know I more or less just cleared out an entire bamboo thing. That there's 4 of those. One of them is fuel, which is also good. But this one, there's really nothing here, so I mean, what's the point? That's what we've accumulated while I was downstairs. There'll be more in here. And it's 2 to 1 into sticks, which is kind of handy. I mean, more sticks would be better because that'd be more experience or whatever you call it. But let me just grab those for now, and we'll see what we get. Go and find someone who likes sticks, which might be you. Yeah. Oh, you have... Good, we can do feathers. I didn't realize he was open that much. But get all of the... Okay, we're done. Now we're at 1,409. I'm going to grab... I'm out of sticks is what happened, right? Yeah. I'm just going to grab some... I didn't realize that he was like that yet. Feathers, feathers, feathers. Give me whatever you can. I don't care. Might be enough to... I don't know how many he'll want, thinking about it. He might be, yeah. Give me 17 and we're out, or whatever he wants. 23. Let's try it this way. He's still good. And 1463. 1513. 1.5 more like that should do it, right? Yeah. Then I just got to talk to someone. I don't think anyone else wants feathers. I don't think we got that far with anyone. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Go dump the feathers. There's one last thing I can do because that'll be ready. Well, I could do more sticks, I guess, but what I could actually do is dump these feathers where I found them, more or less. And this oven, which has been churning out green dye, because there's cacti over here, bamboo coming in, so it's just a big system that just keeps working. Apparently I'm waiting on a cactus. I was here. I saw it blink out as I got here. Well, that's annoying. I just left all the rocks downstairs too. Or I could, oh, there we go. Now turn this off as a point. Yeah, I've got 49 to 61 is just a dozen. I'll get that out of it. I'll get more than that out of this. It's almost a waste to use it. And experience. Which, then turn that back on and just throw this in here. It goes up to wherever the hell. I guess it's stacking into here. Well, I'm going to have to do something about that soon enough. Like in the next couple of game weeks. It's not a huge emergency. Sheep or auto shearing. How are we looking on sheep? Or not on sheep. Well, it's sheep right there. You see them. I filled this up recently-ish, but I think it was before I started downstairs, so I might be down. It's not that simple anymore. Hang on, because I got this. Yeah, I'm gonna need 3. I have one on me. I made way too many of those, and just made a. Oh, where are we on iron at this point? Because that's not bad. Throw that back in there because it goes there. I mean, I've got enough clippers. This is not something I have to worry about. It's by the time I have to worry about it, we're going to be in 115, you know. But still, I probably should wonder approximately how much room I still have, because, there's like 16 sheep. And, cat, I don't know what the cat is scratching. I think it's just a cardboard box or something. These are the trade-inables, so they are lower. Are we up to here yet? Okay. At all, ever? I made beds. Hang on. Okay, so we're somewhere in here. Getting up there, though. And then there's that many more. We're okay for a while. Oh, I thought of the film. Last time I mentioned, I know a guy who's remaking bad films. Plan 9, etc. Wasn't Chud, although I think remaking... Well, Chud wasn't a bad film. It wasn't a good film. It was a film. It was something to watch. He wants to remake Manos, the Hands of Fate. Which... On the one hand, there's no saving that film. I mean, MST tried. I think they tried. It looked like they were trying. And even that was just... The epicuricacy of watching someone tear that film apart is one thing, but honestly, just even watching it was unsavable. It was terrible. Not the worst film I've ever seen. I'm not sure it's in the top 10, well, bottom 10. But it was bad. It was pretty bad. But see, the problem is there's more factors to how to any given film. It's not just, wow, the end result was bad. Well, relative to what though? Because I mean, like, Transformers was pretty bad. Not because the film was bad, although it was. It was unforgivably terrible. And I'm lumping in all of the hell, I'm going back to 1986. The cartoon wasn't very good. But, you know, Bay doing it a dozen years ago, whenever it was. It wasn't bad because it was bad, although that certainly helped it be bad. It was bad because they had 20 years to come up with something. Ghostbusters 2 was bad. It was terrible. It was unforgivably horrible because they were following up something that was just an accidental masterpiece with that. And then, you know, that whole Flapjack travesty, satire, parody thing 3 years ago now. That was even worse, but that no one even acknowledges that, and he was just like, oh, Saturday Night Live kind of old, and say, no. And, that Paul Feig, whatever his name is. No one cares. It's just off the radar. And now, like, Reitman's kid wants to remake or do a Ghostbusters 3 or something. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go down, and where am I gonna go? This way. I think probably the worst film I've ever seen, and again, I'm factoring everything. Factoring who made it, who was in it, who wrote it, what it was about, how bad it was. I'm going to go Lucy, like 5 years ago. What's her name? Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson. Who, I don't dislike her, but I don't care. She exists. She's not bad at existing. She's good at that. I'm not too impressed either way. I don't love her. I don't hate her. She just sort of is. But then Morgan Freeman is in it, who is not a dumb guy. But his character was. And the premise, I don't know why I'm even here. This is all. I came down to get those, like, for no reason, but it didn't help very much. The entire, and then, you know, Luc Besson, who, What's this guy's history? He made... probably... I would argue the most famous thing he made... It's one or the other. It's either, you know, Leon the Professional, which I actually haven't even seen, but I gather that it's good. And The Fifth Element, which was also a stupid film, but it was at least fun. It was like 1996. No one has seen Star Wars since 1983, so... It was, you know, Star Wars for the 90s. That was actually one of the reviews. It was a goofy film, but it was goofy in a fun way. Lucy wasn't that. It was just terrible. The premise was whatever the hell stupid things are going to happen or possible to be... Did I put those away? Okay. Because, you know, oh, you know, people only use whatever the myth is, 8%, 10% of their brains. You use 100% of your brain. I use 100% of mine. The average idiot uses, you know, IQ of 100 uses 100% of his brain. People with profound brain damage use 90-odd%. 99.x% in most cases. You know, Dave Matthews as an idiot savant who can't understand a damn thing, but can play the intro to a Boomtown Rats song for hearing it once, which not a difficult. I can do it. Well, I haven't done it, but hearing it, I know I can do it. What is it? It's in B. It's and it stops on like D sharp. Obvious, not a problem. Everyone uses 100%. It's a stupid, dumb. It's dumber a myth than the one that, well, you know, dead people, their hair and fingernails keep growing. No, they don't. The skin dries, dehydrates, recedes. Nothing's still growing. It's just relative to where the skin and muscle leave off. Things to appear to... They become exposed. They don't keep growing. It's a different thing. But then the whole rest of the film was... First of all, it was a stupid film, and who even cares what happened in it? He goes, well, her brain is bigger now, and she can defy gravity. No, she can't. You know, it's like Lucy, the caveman. Okay. Australopithecus afarensis was like a meter tall. And the film wants it to be it's 5.5, 6 feet. The ending was the worst, where it's just cycling through... Well, first of all, life... I saw it once 5 years ago, and I largely was playing a phone game at the time. It was just stupid. There were no horses in the Americas back then. They were imported from Europe. Everyone knows that. Well, just about... People know. It's not a secret. I'm out of time. Everything about that film was insultingly stupid, miserably bad, and I hate it. Everything. I didn't get my shovel built up. That won't take long. Let me. Do I still have the money? Yeah. Let me just do this. I'm going to go over time for like no reason, but I'm just going to do it. I want to get this done anyway. Yeah. What else was it? Yeah. It's like the opening line was that life has existed on Earth for 1 billion years. It's 4.25 billion, I promise you that. I'm a paleontologist, I know a little about it. You go back to the Extremophilia Infusoria, deep in the Precambrian. It's who's not boring? Who is like getting to where I want to be? Someone is, right? I mean, it wouldn't be you guys. You guys have expensive stuff. You saw all those tools on the ground. Some of these guys are halfway opened up. What the hell? They died or something. Oh, wait a minute. No, I know what I'm doing wrong. That's one. Let's talk to him. Give me all that, and that should kick you over the top, and we'll get first for the shovels repair. Oh. Did you just not sparkle yet? Yeah, do your new Batman thing. Finally, good, great. So now I can talk to him at least and just unload iron, which I have in abundance, and get money and experience, and that'll be better than sticks and whatever else. I can grab clumps of iron. I can grab cubes of iron and break them up on site. I do not need these hose for anything. I'm just gonna... I can't burn them either. If they were wood, I probably... Well, it wouldn't help much, but whatever. I don't care. I don't want to... I don't like throwing stuff away, but I also don't like getting stuck with hose that well, that could be taken two ways. Yeah, that Lucy was just the worst film I've ever seen. all factored in, all, you know, budget, people involved, it was terribly stupid. It was unforgivably bad. It was worse than Transformers. It was worse than any Ghostbusters sequel. It was just terrible. Manos was really pretty bad, but there was nothing wrong necessarily with the story, which is far older than the film. You know, every frame is someone's last known photograph. That's true. You know, it's Tourist Trap. It's, you know, what it's a haunted house. Not even, it's a haunted town. I don't know what you call it, but it was goofy, and it could be made better, I think. I don't know, let them do it, see what happens. I gotta go. So, yeah, I'll just see you next. I'm gonna work on the basement thing. Probably won't be done by next time unless I don't see you again this year, but I'll work on it and see what we get. And I'll see you later. Bye.